Hey guys, as you can tell, I'm very excited to be here. A little nervous, and so I've always wanted to create a YouTube channel. Ever since I was a little girl, I'm scared of what people think, scared of what people will say about me, and now something in me is just triggering me to really want to share my story and just connect with people, connect with my community, and just show everyone that social media is just social media. Like, you guys see me posting about my businesses these days and probably thinking, oh, she's had it so easy her whole entire time. But, like, no, not at all. Not true. First of all, I'm making this YouTube channel because I am a big sister. I want to be a big sister to all of my little sisters, and not even just little sisters, but little brothers, and show you guys that, like, your challenges don't define you. What you go through doesn't define you. It literally just makes you stronger. What doesn't kill you make you stronger. Sorry, sometimes it's gonna be like that. And so I'm trying to just shine my light on here and not be who I think y'all want me to be. Long story short, hi, my name is Genesis, and I am a 23-year-old entrepreneur. I am from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been here since 2021, and I have a cleaning service as well as I'm a realtor. I've been doing both of my businesses full time for the last 2 years, and couldn't be more happier with life. I'm not going to just sit here and talk about how, oh, I have this routine life and I'm so this and I do this and I do that. No, this is going to be real deal, raw, authentic. What you see is what you get. I'm still figuring out myself. I'm still figuring out what I like and what I don't like, making mistakes and just growing. Hello, did I mention that I'm 23 years old? So before we get into the real bread and pudding of this video, I'm about to crack open this bottle of wine, and I recommend, if you have a bottle too, to crack yours open, okay? Because it's about to get good. So, shout out to Woodbridge. I got this 4 pack of wine on clearance. And I wasn't using it from my open house, but hey, what better way to test out the product than to test out the product?
What? Bro, what are you talking about,
Just
man?
kidding. Sorry, y'all. That was late. So before we get into the video, cheers. I am making this video because somewhere right now in a hotel or at a strip club, there is a 19 or 20-year-old woman who is sitting there either smoking or crying, just feeling completely stuck, thinking that she has to choose between her dignity and surviving, thinking that she made one pivot, either getting pregnant or moving backwards, and that completely is disqualifying her from being a boss or being a professional. But I'm here to be proof that that is not true. I was that girl, and once you hear a little bit of my story and you hear like where I am today, you will hear like there's a lot of times that I should have been disqualified, in jail, or turned around, or like completely canceled by life, or by God himself. But God completely has gave me so much grace and mercy throughout my whole entire life that I would be a fool to sit here and think of my story as a secret or something that I'm ashamed of, and not treat it like the testimony that it is. If I keep my mouth closed, keep my story to myself, that young lady who resembles me a lot as far as our paths, she could stay stuck if I keep my mouth closed. So who, have went through something, open your mouth, share your story, because who knows, there's probably someone out there that is living the same life that you have already lived and can learn from your mistakes. So that is why I'm making this video. Get a couple notes here. It's really not too much. Let me tell y'all a little bit about my setup that I got going on here. So I bought some M&Ms upstairs before we started this because I love to snack while I drink. And so I bought these M&Ms, realized I didn't have a cute little container to put them in. So you feel me? We're gonna make it do what it is. On to the arrival and how I got here and a little bit about that. So how I got to Atlanta, Georgia is I literally threw my stuff inside of my cousin's. So the girl who I mentioned throughout the story, she is my cousin, but you all got those cousins, right? Where y'all was so close growing up, like y'all did everything together. Y'all wanted to literally do y'all whole lives together. That's how close of cousins you are. Yes. Um, that is who I moved out here with, my sister cousin. I'm just gonna call her my sister. When we came out here, we didn't have anything, y'all. She had a little bit of family out here, but I had completely no family out here that I knew of. I didn't have any money. We came out here with a bag of change, $15, literally in a Ziploc bag. Oh, I had two bags of clothes. My sister had her clothes, and we had an Airbnb rented for 2 weeks. I think it was. So, and then my sister car, if I didn't already say that. So, anyways, how we got out here is we threw all of our stuff in the car and we came out here. But I really, really want to tell this story really quickly, y'all. This is how broke we was after getting my sister's car fixed. And first of all, I didn't pre-plan to come out here. If y'all want to hear the story of why I actually decided to come here, please comment down below and I would definitely drop that story time one day. But I don't think that's super important, so I don't want to take up too much time talking about that here. We didn't have any money after we got her car fixed to get ready and get on the road. We literally thought about it one day and was like, we're gonna go to Atlanta. We need to get your car fixed. So we spent all of the money that we had in our pockets to get her car fixed. Plus, we spent the rest of that money that we had in our pockets to rent the Airbnb for 2 weeks. So when we came out here, we would at least have somewhere to stay for a solid 2 weeks. Okay. So, anyways, when we got on the road, we didn't have any money for even gas. So I remember like her brother or something had gave us gas money. And so that means we didn't even have no money for food. So before we got on there, remember we had that bag of change with the $15. We were standing in line at Panera Bread. I will never forget this. In this, we were looking at the menu. We was holding hands, like standing real close. My sister is really shorter than me, and so like standing real close, looking at the menu, and just I remember I was just felt the fear in her heart. I have fear in my heart too, and we were just like scared because we are literally about to move 1,000 miles away from everybody and everything that we know, with nothing in our nothing, no plan, no nothing. Like to the point where we can't even afford nothing off this Panera Bread menu. Like we could have got we. Our plan was to get one thing. We was gonna split it and be good. Y'all, we was standing there looking at the menu. A white old guy came up to us. He said, something is God is telling me to pay for y'all dinner. Something is telling me to pay for y'all meal, y'all. He gave us, I think, $20 or something like that, and covered our meal. But right then and there, I was like, okay, like I may be scared, but this is a sign. So I just love to tell that story because it kind of just opens up your eye to like God will put the signs right there. And if you are doing what you're supposed to do or headed to where you're supposed to be headed, like he's gonna make sure that you know it. You get what I'm saying? Also, if you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, he's gonna make sure that you know it. But I'm telling y'all, the transition from moving from Michigan to Atlanta was so smooth. It was so smooth. Anything that came up against me, y'all, I promise you, God was like, boom, knocked it down, knocked that mountain down. So, anyways, that is how I got here. I got here with nothing. Two bags of clothes, $15 in change, and my sister and our Airbnb for 2 weeks. So fast forward, me and my sister ended up splitting up, getting separated. You know, I don't want to really go too much into details about that because my story is my story, her story is her story. So if she ever decides to tell her story one day, I will definitely share it. But anyways, we split up. And I went and did my own thing, and she went and did her own thing. Literally 2 weeks after moving down here, mind you, I had no money, no car, no family, no nothing when I first got out here. But luckily, I was blessed with a $5,000 check because I got into a car accident um, about 6 months before moving. And so I was able to go buy a car. When I say I was able to go buy a car, I mean I was able to go lease a car. Y'all, tell me why after 1 week after leasing my car, it probably wasn't even a week, I get a call from my dealership and they say, hey, the bank found out that you're staying at a hotel and they decided to pull out of their loan. So mind y'all, I put down like the whole check that I got, which was like 5,500 or something like that. I think I ended up putting like 5,000 down and using that other $500 to like I don't know miscellaneous stuff. Like who can remember? That was so long ago. I more of the stories I didn't have like extra money to go put down if this next bank needed more money, which they did. So that's what the dealership was telling me. They were like, hey, the bank found out that you're homeless, basically that's what they said, that you found staying in a hotel, that you're homeless. So they pull out, but no worries, we found you another bank, but you just have to bring us another $1,000 by Friday. Mind y'all, it's like Monday, Tuesday. So I'm like, bring you another $1,000 by Friday. Like, how am I supposed to do that? And so they were like, they didn't know how the fuck I was supposed to do it, but they were basically just like, you have to do that or you have to give the car back. And I'm like, okay, y'all can get the car back. Will I get my money back? And they're like, well, after we take out the fees and we do this and we take out this and prorated and things like that, y'all, they was taking out about 3,000. Mind you, I only had the car for a week. So I'm like, oh, heck no, that's not gonna work. Don't worry, I'll come up with that $1,000. So y'all, I didn't tell y'all, but at this time, me and my family, we wasn't really like on the talkingest terms. Like everybody felt some type of way because I moved and everything, and it was like a really fast decision, which was totally understandable. And also, I didn't want to call back home like that soon. Like literally, I haven't even been going a month, and like, hey, I need y'all. So I was like, I'm gonna figure this out. So I literally went on Facebook and I joined a whole bunch of Facebook groups, networking in Atlanta, friends in Atlanta, making money in Atlanta, side hustling in Atlanta, how to get money, cash app in Atlanta, just so many Facebook groups. And I was going in there and I'm like, how can I make $1,000 by Friday? How can I make $1,000 by Friday? How can I make $1,000 by Friday? Everybody's like stripping, 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 stripping. And I'm like, stripping? Mind y'all, where I'm from, there is no strip clubs. Like I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. The closest thing that we have to a stripper, well, back in 2021, like things have changed. It's 2026, but the closest thing that we had to stripping back then was showgirls. So I had this idea of strippers in my head, like they were just this nasty old, nasty, like just this crazy idea of what a stripper was because I never really encountered a stripper and never encountered a strip club. I never thought about being a stripper. I never like, even watch movies really about that type of stuff. Stripper. I remember just being scared, y'all. Just being scared and just like not really wanting to do it, but knowing that I have to do what I have to do. So I was just researching like clubs that I don't need a permit for. I was searching up pole dancing classes, y'all. I was watching all type of YouTube videos about it and everything, right? Because I had this whole idea in my head that it was so much more than it really was, y'all. Fast forward to I found a strip club and I went to my first night of dancing, y'all. Found a strip club called Knockout. It was on Old Nat. If you know, you know. And my first night ever dancing. Keep in mind, y'all, I'm 18 years old at this time, so I can't even drink. My first night ever dancing. I went out there, I auditioned, I got hired on the spot. And he was like, shoot, you can start right now if you want to. And I'm like, okay, like, shoot, I need $1,000 by Friday. Thank you. So I went out there and I'm sitting at at the bar. I'm scared. I'm not drinking. I'm not sober and I'm just lonely. And I just can you just think about this little 100 pound, not even probably 95 pound, 90 pounds, because I had just broke up with my girlfriend, so I was probably really stressed. Just sitting at the bar, got on my little outfit. I can still remember what outfit I wore, y'all. Like, and just this little old little girl with no idea what type of world she's stepping into, y'all. So sitting there and this African guy comes and he's sitting next to me and we're talking and we're having us a good conversation, y'all. About 30 minutes go by and I'm like, okay, he buying me drinks and things like that. And I start like loosening up and feeling good or whatever. And so about 30 minutes go by and I'm like, sorry, I have to get back to work. You feel me? Like I need to make $1,000 by Friday. Like he don't know this, and I don't obviously say that, but I'm telling him like I gotta get to work, gotta make some money. He like, no, just sit right here, keep talking. So we talk for a little bit more, and then like eventually I'm like, okay, no, for real, I really have to get up. I really have to go get this money right. He like, here, yeah, he give me $400. I'm like, okay, you want me to like start dancing and stuff? I'm getting ready to start taking off my clothes and stuff, and he like, no, just sit here and talk to me. So y'all, I only need to make $600 by Friday. Today is, let's just say, Monday, and this man just gave me $400 to just sit here. I haven't even been here for an hour. I haven't been a stripper for an hour. I'm in a game. Like what? Y'all is crazy. If y'all think I did not go back again and again and again, no, I'm just kidding. Mind y'all, I remember I was homeless and stuff, so this guy kind of became like my friend, and he kind of like started letting me stay with him for a little bit. But like, you know, that's that's gonna be another story for another time on like what to do and what not to do as a stripper. That's how I started my first ghetto club. Now this club knockout, I didn't stay there long because it was getting shot up like every day, and I was imagine being naked. A stripper, a baby stripper, you on the floor, nasty club. The VIP room was a closet door, like a closet. It was just very uncomfortable, very not me-ish. And one day I remember driving down the street and I had my window down and this guy pulled up on me. He was like, "Hey, you want a sugar daddy?" So like not only have I been introduced to like the strip club world, but now here I am at a stoplight and this guy is like, "Do I want a sugar daddy?" So I'm like, yes. So he like, "Okay, pull over there." So long story short, we put over there. He like, "I'm about to go with my physical train my I don't know, he had like a personal trainer or whatever. You want to come with me, this and that." And I'm my stupid, gullible self. I'm like, let me not say stupid because I want y'all girls to know that y'all are not stupid. Like to be just feeling like we have to survive and just feeling like we doing what we have to do is one thing. But like not having no reason to do that, just doing it, that's when you could be like, okay, now you're crazy, girl. But doing it because you think you have to do it is like a whole different thing. And I just want y'all to know that I get you. I feel you. This is 100% no judgment free zone, girl, because she been there, done that. So I get in the car with him. We go to the physical trainer, the personal trainer. We work out or whatever. I have me a great time, y'all. The dude recorded me. I get some content and everything. Like it was great. Once we leave from there, we go get smoothies and everything, and we drive past Cheetahs. Now this is 2021 Cheetahs, and if you know, you know, Cheetahs used to be the number one strip club in Georgia. And like it was so hard to get inside there. Like all you heard about is girls getting turned down and getting denied and getting, told no. Guys, it was like three black girls in the club and like none of them had big booties, tattoos, none of that. We drive past Cheetahs and he telling me all this stuff. He like, matter of fact, go in there and try to get a job. So he dropped me off at the door. Mind you, I got on like workout clothes or whatever, whatever. I go in there. I try to get the job. They like, yeah, auditions is tomorrow, but come back tomorrow. So I go out there and I tell him like, yeah, I got the job, this and that, this and that, this and that. He's like, okay. So you know what that mean? Like, I'm like, no, what that mean? He like, you gonna give me all your money and I'm gonna take care of you and woo woo. Y'all, he was trying to pimp me out. And I was like, okay, that sounds like a plan, whatever, whatever, y'all. He dropped me off. I ain't never talked to that man again. But the next day I did go to Cheetahs. I did get the job. I did meet some of the best friends I have ever had in my whole life. I'm specifically talking about a girl named Jayana. She's like, I ran into Jayana, and that's when just life changed. Like when y'all think that that night at Knockout really like opened up my life and turned me up and everything. No, 1 month at Cheetahs, I was able to get me my very first apartment. I was like keeping up with my car note, probably even paying it ahead. Like life was good, getting my hair done, nails done, massages. Like, y'all, I was lit at Cheetahs. Mind you, it's $20 a dance. And I'm bringing in about 600, $500 a day easily. And so it's just like as quickly as I was making the money, best believe I was spending the money, y'all. But and then I stopped. One day I met this guy and I got pregnant. And I don't want to talk about this too much. So I'm just going to hurry up and move from this part. I met this guy. I got pregnant. I moved back home because I had an abortion. Obviously, I don't have any kids. I have one baby and she's a cat and her name is Misu. And I'm so happy with my one baby. I moved back home and I took a break. Like I really don't know how else to put it. Like after everything I just told y'all, do y'all hear how fast living of a life that was? Like I had to come home and take a break and just slow down and realize and remember who I was and what I wanted. And so I came home and I did exactly that. A year went by and I was ready. I saved up some money this time before coming back to Georgia. And when I came back, I had a job laid out for me. I had an apartment laid out for me and I had a little bit of savings. So I had a little cushion. Plus, I had the plan of starting my cleaning business, which I did. Coming back, starting my cleaning business, and working at Papados, right? That only lasted for all of like literally 2 months when I got mad at my boss and I was like, yeah, fuck this shit. I'm going back to the club. Actually, it was that. And then my friend Jayana came back, cleaning business, Papados, quit Papados. Now I'm just doing the cleaning business and working at the strip club. Y'all, this is when I run into Eric. Eric is just, oh my god, like if you know, you know. A lot of people know this story already because I shared this story on TikTok. But he is the guy who introduced me to real estate and put me through real estate school, and that's when my life really started turning up, right, guys? So I went to real estate school. Honestly, it did take me about a year to take it serious. Also, between this year, I was blessed with some government contracts. I got 15 government contracts, and I really don't want to talk about this too much either. If y'all want more details and in-depth story times about these stories, please comment, and I will make sure to make a list and make a story time about everything. But I want this video to specifically be about, you know, the trials, the tribulations, the grind, the process, but knowing that you can make it out. So, anyways, let me listen to this and let me make sure that the music in the background is not too loud because I feel like it is. No, seriously, I am so impressed with this little mic. Five Below did they big one because it is so loud in my background. They playing the Mexican music and you can barely even hear it. The contracts with the cleaning business. That was actually after quitting the club. No, I got fired from the club. It's two different things. So I got fired from the club because I was underage drinking, which, mind you, I just turned 21 in what, 2020, just it was whatever. Shoot, I can show my coochie, but I can't drink a little mimosa. Y'all is shitting me. I'm just trying to get y'all to understand the cycle of like I would get a blessing, I would get a job, I would leave the club, and then I would go back to the club, and I would leave the club, and I would go find myself, and I would come back to the club. It's like every single time that I broke out the club and things got hard, I always fell back on the club. The club became a cushion for me. That is the point of this. Like the club became my safe place. The club became like wherever I would run whenever things got hard. If you know, you know, the club is not the place that any girl wants to be. And we just gonna be honest, y'all. If y'all had the choice right now and somebody said, I'll give you $1 million to lead the club, are you gonna stay in the club? No, because you don't love the club. You love the freedom that money can provide. And that is what, you know, I get you and I understand you. I feel like better than anybody else in this world could possibly get you and understand you because I was her. I was there. Whenever God blesses you with something and it gets difficult during that time or during that blessing, literally a test. Yeah, I definitely went through that. The breakthrough is where I am today. I am a realtor and I have still have my cleaning service. I don't have the cleaning contracts anymore. I had let those go. Again, like I said, I'll tell that story if y'all want me to tell that story another day. But long story short, I ran into a millionaire at the club who wanted to invest into my business. Y'all, within 2 months, he caused me to lose all of my contracts. So that was like a very, very like eye-opening moment, and I had to go back to the club. And it's like imagine being a boss and having employees and bringing in like $10,000 to $15,000 a month to going back to shaking your booty. Like it was the most humbling experience of my life. All of these experiences that I'm going through, like moving all the way across the world with no money, and then getting my own stuff and being really good and being successful and not asking my mom for nothing till all of a sudden one day calling her and saying, how, hey mom, I'm pregnant and I don't know what to do and I need to come home. Like that was very humbling to you know, coming down here and getting my apartment, and then like I've been evicted, and I like that first apartment that I got when I moved out here. Like I love to talk about it, like, oh, how my first apartment, but like what a lot of people don't know is that was a roach motel. Like so it's just about breaking through and just being God is good, and where you are today is literally just a chapter in your story. The strip club is not your final destination. The strip club is not who you are. The strip club is not your future. The strip club is strictly a chapter in your book. I am so confidently telling my story today, and like I'm able to share it on the internet. I don't care who hears my story because it is literally my story. It's my testament. Like, who are you to sit here and judge my story or think that you're better than me or think that I'm better than you or think anything other than the fact that we all go through our stuff, like pretty, ugly, big, small, broke, rich. It don't matter who you are. Like we all have trials and tribulations, and you know the what really separates the real from the fake and the authentics from the fakies is, just being able to share that story and being able to give it raw and uncut, like, okay, yes, this happened to me, this is what happened, but that's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I used to be a stripper, and it's so funny because the other day this girl tagged me in a post, and it was just like, and I really shouldn't even be like giving her this type of clout because I really like didn't like that. But anyways, it was a post that said people with biblical names um never like basically I didn't read the whole post because by the time I clicked on it, it said like it deleted or something, so I literally had 2 seconds to look at it. But basically it was like, you know how my name is Genesis, it's a biblical name. It was, the post was saying people with biblical names are not like holy. And it's just like, how am I not holy? Because I was a stripper? Like, she literally don't know me from a can of paint. And the only thing that she could possibly know about me is that I danced before. And it's just like, people like that is what make people like us and people like me and used to be me like feel like, oh, I'll always be this person, or people will always view me as this person. Girl, I am not no stripper. I stripped, yes, I danced, and I was a hell of a stripper. Like, acts about me. I'm not glorifying a strip club, I'm not seeking pity, I'm not doing that. What I am doing is shining light and shedding light on that. If I could do it, you could do it. And what you do don't define you. So I am a holy person. I'm a Christian. I'm a woman of God. Like, I'm the type of person who will take my jacket off of my coat, take my shirt off, my coat off. It don't matter what it is in the freezing rain, and I will give it to you. That is who I am. I am the type of person with no money in my pocket, and I will still pull out and scrape up some change. If not, give you the food that out of my own mouth and give it to you. That is who I am. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta stop letting people define you just because of your past and who you used to be. Haters are going to hate, but you just have to be you and do you. Write down a list of bad habits that you have and things that you want to let go of, and write down a list of good habits that you have and traits that you want to keep. July 29th, 2024, and I titled it "Getting My Life Back Together." Day 2. And I wrote a list of things and habits I need to change and undo, and a list of things and habits I need to continue. Like, 2 years ago, me, I didn't know I would be this person today. Like, these challenges that were really me making me feel like I don't got this. I'm disqualified. Y'all got it. Y'all won. The other girls are better than me. Y'all, I would never be any. No, because here I am 2 years later, and when I tell you that these motherfucking list has flipped, I just say all of that to say, like, you might not be exactly where you want to be today, but don't listen to the haters. Keep your chin up. Listen to a lot of like TED Talks and things like that, podcasts while you riding in a car. Yeah. I don't really know how I want to close out this video, but bye. See y'all next time. In the next video, I'm going to tell y'all about um what am I gonna tell y'all about? I don't know. Probably how to start a business or something. From or what I would do if I had $0 in my pocket. So if y'all interested in things like that, then see y'all in the next video. Okay. Bye.
Baby, you my Genesis, let me be your Exodus. You know that you blessed as fuck whenever you sit next to this. Girl, you stay impressing me, but low-key you be stressing.